Okay, motherfuckers. It is time. Sorry for the delay. I get a quick coffee or tea or whatever. Give you as a soup. And the bro is like, and then. Asshole, doesn't he know we've got some goddamn motherfucking playoffs to get to? He doesn't know! He doesn't know. There we go. Bing, bang, boom. We're going to do an abbreviated preview. Otherwise, Craig will roast my ass. Because he's very anti-preview. I guess big playoffs are in his pocket. Alright, let's start with I almost said East. The National League, where, for the second year in a row, question mark, the Fresno Falcons have the best record in the league at 105 dubs. I'm pretty sure they had almost exactly the same last year. Yeah, 103. Their best player was not Hadley Smart. I looked this up yesterday. I was about to roast his ass, but he was injured this year. He only played 2/3 of a year, still accrued 5 WAR. That's still roughly a 7-ish WAR season. He's pretty good. He's making a lot of fucking money. Most money in the history of Sky by a lot. $70 million. But, yeah, probably still worth every penny when you do the math, so. Pretty wild. On the pitching side, JB Whitson with a 5 WAR season. Pretty much what he did last year. His quality starts is down a lot. Sell! He's a lefty. You won't sell him. Alright, they're going to face off against the 8-seed Pirates, who had a bit of a magical run last year, I believe, right? Looked like the team of destiny, and then ended up getting mowed down, if I recall. Let's see. Oh, no, this was 2 years ago. My apologies. The Cubs last year looked like they were the team of destiny and then got slapped around by the Indians. Alright, for the Pirates, 87 wins. But word on the street is a pretty good run differential. Be very interesting if they ended up missing the postseason. They do get the 8 seed because they hold Minnesota holds the tiebreaker. They end up getting the 8 seed. Let's take a look. Ben's Woodruff, their best hitter. Not too surprising. This guy has looked good for a long time. And in 2 full seasons in the Sky, but not even really full seasons. Is he injury prone? Nah, I wouldn't call it that yet, but it's not looking promising. But, yeah, a 6 WAR season of the NL. Jesus Christ, I'm almost still saying East. The 417 on-base percentage looking good. Jared Robichaux. Gotta get the tongue rolling going. Robichaux, there we go. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same year he had last year. This dude does not give up home runs, which is pretty fucking valuable in our current meta. Gonna be an interesting matchup. Almost a 20-game difference, but I'd be surprised if the Pittsburgh Pirates put up a little bit of a fight. Maybe a surprise. Alright, on to the 2-7 matchup. That is going to be the Cincinnati Reds. What a weird team, man. team goes from winning 95 to being like mid AF and then a sub 500 and pretty much the same team. It's just like, yeah, you know what? I think it's our time. 98 wins they pulled out. Yeah, it's in the bumper bowling division. Good job, D-Rich. Not really bumper bowling-ish that much anymore. We got some 70-win teams here. This might be one of the actual better teams, based on win percentage. Better divisions, I should say. Well, let's take a look who got all the war for them. Ezra Peters. First full season in the books. He's looking pretty fucking good. Of the NL in slugging OPS and weighted runs created. Plus. Man, what the fuck? This guy's profile looks so... He only stole 14 bases, too? What am I missing? 50 BABIP and Ks? Bro, I would not peg this guy to be a... Wow, what? This game is whack, bro. It's one of those guys who performs better than his bars. You love to see it. Joshua Chavez. Oh, shit, son. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, he better not be in the rotation, right? That's a bummer. That was an injury. Oh, my God! On the 26th of September, his ace went down. Ouch. Holy fuck, look at this guy, though. How have I never seen Ethan Martin before? What? That bow's looking pretty good. Anyway, yeah, 98 wins. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to speedrun. Not here all night. First time back in the playoffs since 2057 for the Minnesota Twins. Yeah, they hard sold and have been rebuilding. Okay, fucking tanking. Ever since. Yachoblet, the #1 WAR getter on the bat, his first full season produced 6 WAR. Bet he's pretty decent at third base too. Yeah, pretty good third base. Good looking player. On the thrown side of the ball. Oh wow, thought it was gonna be Wilmot, but it's Francis Shires. Why is it the wrong picture? Why? Wow. But the NL in whip. And that BABIP is super low. Holy shit. Wait, this guy, he doesn't have actually 80 control, does he? Oh, but my God. My scout likes him a little bit better. Got that stuff 60-65, man. Dang, brother. Good looking pitcher. All these pitchers are rookies, right? So, yeah, this guy's 22. The beginning of the window. The guy I traded to Zach that I remember JP called complete shit. Don't listen to JP. Alright. On to the 3-6 matchup. The D-Bags. Congratulations on your new spec that your wife shit out for you. I wonder if he gets a signing bonus. This team has been pretty solid for a long time. This year, man, their top WAR getter in the bats was 2.7 WAR, Devin Moore. This is the big one, though. Luka Camber out for the playoffs. The big defensive goat. Wait, what happened to this guy? Is WRC dropped 30 points. Or OPS, if you go that route, almost 40 points. Most of this WAR is going to be generated... Wait a minute! This guy can't play center field! A sub 1000%? Nah, I'm just kidding. That's errors. Only 4 ZR? What happened? This guy's burnt toast. Burnt toast, bro. Trade him away. Hey! I'm going fast, trust me. Paul Cooper, he got sub 4 WAR as well. Okay, 4R WAR, but still. He led the league in a lot of categories. Almost got to 200 innings. This guy's burnt toast too? Sell. Sell. Rebuild. Sell it all. Wait, what did he sign for? 35, 31, 30. Okay, that's pretty damn reasonable. God damn it, Craig. I'm sorry. I can't control the drive-thru at Tim Hortons. You know this. Canadian, you know what it's like. Motherfuckers, they love their Tims. Alright. The Chicago Cubs, who have been beaten up by injuries at the very end of the season. Feels very bad. Vanegas went down last sim. Fair also went down last sim. Oh my god. Yeah, losing your two best hitters right before the playoffs, he's probably going to run the table. The best pitcher was Fry Stallnacker. Oh, his closer. Oh, you'd love to see that. Yeah, this guy looks pretty tight. 80 fastball, 80 slider. Now, this guy's old school. Just throw hard. Nasty fastball and slider. 88 dubs for the Cubs. And okay, finally, this matchup is going to be quite the banger. The Jays, being the 4 seed, be hosting the Tigers, who lube the Sparrow division in the final weeks. Toronto just quietly finished second behind Fresno. 10 games back, but it's Toronto. Yeah, luckily I live somewhere where it's not too bad. Usually that shit isn't packed at 7 p.m., but... Well, it wasn't. It was just one guy that happened to beat me into the drive-thru, of course. Smarmy cunt. Yeah, Jason's already... Jason's already DMing me because of the comment. Alright, wow, Axel Rosales with a career year 7 WAR at 31 years old. You love to see it. Bro, you boys need to turn up your sliders. Come on, 52 stolen bases? That's bullshit, man. This guy should be fucking cranking near 100 every year. Maybe he's injury pro. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Don't listen to me. He'll break his leg. Holy shit, this guy has a terrible back. Back spasms, back spasms, back spasms, back spasms, back spasms, back spasms. Guess what? That's what happens when you carry the team. Zach Lowe, who Amin tried to trade for like a century, was his best pitcher this year. Man, remember when Toronto had all the aces? Beverage Farm remembers. This guy looks pretty good though, but he's what the hell? Holy shit, his secondaries are raw as hell. Regardless, we can't look at him, and he didn't do that good. All right, facing off against Detroit. Can I do this? Can I click on this? Is that gonna piss Jason off? They had a good final week of the season, but it wasn't quite enough to make up for what looks like a pretty piddly September. Losing the series here to Arizona was the turning point for the Tigers. AJ Carbajal, that's cool. Rap sheet doesn't lie, guys. Update the Jays logo? Is it wrong? No, don't tell me it's wrong. It's right. I think it's your little logo that's bad. This logo is the right one, right? Yeah, it's the small logo I gotta fix, yeah. Look at the schedule. Yeah. It's your small logo, yeah. I see what you mean. Okay. Remind me in the off season, I'll forget. Harlow's take your big logo and size it down. Easy. That's what she said. Alright. Yeah, Carbajal. Former number 1 on, sometimes 2 on the rap sheet. In his first full season, he played almost a full year, which is a good sign. Did he play left? It probably plays a mean-ass left field. Oh, he played right field. Would probably win Gold Glove and stuff if it wasn't for some random dude named Harry Spender. But yeah, good-looking player, great right fielder. Let's see, yeah. A 140 OPS plus. This guy's gonna rake for a while. Julian Schwela. The trade made sense. The big off-season deal was still with the White Sox. I'm so sorry, Jason. I don't have any control over this shit. I have update player pictures checked on every fucking sim, dude. They just don't care. The man is out to get you. Led the NL in Ks per 9. How many Ks did he get on the year? 190. Well, he only pitched 174 innings. I guess that's the stamina coming into play. But here he is. He's available for the postseason when it matters most. So Gonna be a very interesting matchup. Alright, let's cruise to the West. The American League. Start with the Indians. They won 104 games. I want to say that's what they won last year, too. No, they only won 96 last year. Wow. Top war getter was the shortstop David Carthens. Motherfucker. I remember asking Daryl about this guy. And he was a piddly, like, little 50 in, I think, high R or low A. Like, nah, he's going to be my shortstop in the future. And I was like, you're fucking crazy. He doesn't look that good. Well, there he is, guys. Eat my shit. Schulman went nuts this year. I know Darrow was pounding ass for him. 90. See, this guy has less speed than Rosales, but same bars. Maybe they're higher, but this guy's 96. 96 stolen bases. Crazy. Ian Moore, the top award getter for the pitching side. This was his second full year, I think. Nothing really to write home about, but Cleveland's all about the bats, man. Cleveland is all about the bats. Oops. The Cardinals squeaking in the 8 seed, tied with Portland, but Portland held the tiebreaker. They went 2-2 against each other, but Portland was +4 run differential. Steve running the 3-man rotation. I fucking love it. And you got 2 good pitchers. You gotta make sure the schlubs don't pitch. Jordan Hawks. I have no fucking idea who this is. What am I looking at? 37 dingers, 4 WAR for the team best. Guy looks average. Okay, he looks a little better to my scale. That's not so bad. And Quentin Schaefer. Why isn't Quentin Schaefer starting? He's fully rested. Trusting Corey Neal, I guess, over Quentin Schaefer. I think that's a bit of a sus decision, honestly, but I guess maybe Steve knows something I don't. Maybe it's because of the lefty thing. That's probably it, actually, but I don't know. I would go to the GOAT if I was. Maybe I'm fucking picking at straws. They're both good pitchers. All right, number 2 seed, the Colorado Rockies. So yeah. By the way, I had to double check when I looked at I was looking at the standings, and I was like just browsing, and I saw the RBIs, and I was like, I had to squint. I'm like, is that 132? No, it's fucking 182. Erickson Abeileveld tying Gabe Sandoval for the most RBIs in Sky history, which is pretty wild, honestly. I didn't think that record would be touched ever. 60 dingers. I'm gonna guess this guy probably has higher than 80 power. Not gonna accrue him a lot of WAR, but still, pretty fucking cool player. 60 homers back to back. He's 24 and he has 120 homers to his name. Whew. Julian Lewis, best pitcher for the Rockies this year in terms of WAR. He's been super solid for 5 years in a row now. Cool. Fucked with this guy. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. I don't think that, because of the way we draft, Bob, like we draft early, I don't, if there's an option to turn that off, I'm gonna turn it off. That doesn't seem like it would work in an online league setting, so. Unless there's a way to get the draft pool early and start that shit, like IIFA, I don't wanna mess with that bullshit. Our sacred drafting. The Portland Schlops. The Hops, the Bops. Believe it or not, yes, Portland Hops. Is it the start of another 4-year streak? Legendary 4-year streak from 2044 to 2047. Is this the beginning of another one? You haven't been in since 2056. Almost the same year as Minnesota. Minnesota and Portland in the playoffs. We're all going to hell. Put the draft pool in free agency. Yeah, cash will be king. Well, speaking of ball, I don't even know if I said the word ball, but I'm going to segue anyway. Jason Ball is looking juicy to me. My scout likes this guy a lot. What did you do in center field? 2.3. Bro, who is the center fielder that is just sucking up all the ZR from WCS? Actually, his center field rating's only 60, so that seems to be warranted. Link Gemmel, or Gemmel, if you're weird. Top war getter. He kind of had the same year as last year, a little better. Yeah, I would say the Hops kind of lack a pitching, although they do have the #1 bullpen ERA in the AL. They do have Ballesteros sitting back here. He's good, pretty hot looking. Holy fuck, 4.2 R WAR as a closer? That's a lot, guys. That's actually a lot. So okay. You guys want to see the Portland team history again? Yeah. They were the St. Louis Cardinals in human era from here to here. I don't know who had them here. I think Jason Treese might have had them here, actually. Maybe that's a little earlier than his time. Then they went into mediocrity. And they kind of never came out. This is expansion. So in 30 years, Tyler made the playoffs 5, 6, 7 times. I think that's less than 25%, guys. Dude, Detroit? Yeah, Jason said that Detroit got the highest win total in human history for the team. 91, and I thought he was crazy. Look at this shit. 91 wins. Look at this shit, dude. This is we start here. 91 is the highest win total. They've been to the playoffs. Holy fucking shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times total as a franchise. 1, 2, 3 times. Sky 3.0. This team is... Man, it's actually kind of crazy how Jason has pulled this team from the literal grave. So, congratulations. Golf clap for Jason. Next, the White Sox versus the Expos. This is a hilarious matchup because the White Sox came back on the final day of the season to win. Montreal lost, and White Sox held the tiebreaker. It was always going to be them facing each other in the postseason. It just depended on who was going to get home advantage, and the White Sox came and snuck it out from under Rippo's thumb. Feels bad, man. Ronald Williams. He had a bit of an injury issue, I believe, this year. Excuse me. Still the top WAR getter for the White Sox, 4 WAR. And boy, I still don't understand the Svala trade. Like, imagine you're the White Sox and you have Julian Svala on this team. Not only do you probably win 8 more games easily, like, this sucks, man. Like, you guys suck. Imagine Svala at the top. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe AJ knows. AJ knows. But the top WAR getter for the White Sox was Hunter Ranowski. Pretty good year, actually. This guy's a rookie, right? No, this is his 3rd full year. I'm blind. Sorry. But his best career year. So let's see. Maybe AJ knew. The Expos, I got to give credit to Rippo, too, by the way. Remember when Rippo sold his entire team in 2060? Was shit the next year and thought he was going into a long tank and rebuild? And won 82 games next year? Remember that? Well, I remember, and now he won 89 fucking games. Not only did he get insane returns, which are looking better and better for practically every trade he did, paying dividends way faster than anybody thought. Made a pretty decent signing in Eversman. 2 WAR, I guess, isn't great, but still, I thought Expos were going to be awful for like 5 years, but nope. John Hunt. John Hunt leading the AL in doubles this year, 59 dubs. Gap power is not a dead stat anymore, guys. Also 57 dingers. Leafsman? Okay, that's a good one. Hunt and Isaac Monroe was his best starting pitcher. Holy shit, Monroe went off this year, man. Holy moly, this guy's a 25, baby. I wonder how this kind of pitcher fares in 26. We'll see, but good for him. Wow, Alex Moon has a fat head, man. No, Craig, I'm not getting distracted. Shut up. Alright, last one, then we go. See, if it would have been the guy for Tim's, we would be right on time, man. Fucking duked 15 minutes of my life. The final 4-5 matchup, which again should be very interesting. The Frogers, the LA Frogers. We're gonna have to go to the tail of the tape on this one. Dodgers were plus 12. This is the first time I've seen a double-digit Pythag differential since the Hops went plus 15 in like 20. Well, one of those 4 years they made the playoffs. A measly plus 20 run differential, which by the way was negative until the final sim of the fucking year. And they get a real team in the postseason in the Mariners, who were -5, but at 167 run differential. Craig is the 4 seed, but I'm gonna say the Mariners are the favorite. Let's look at these Frogers in some detail. There are some good players in this team, don't get me wrong, but there's also some garbage ass fucking injuries Craig got with John Ward. I don't think we talked enough about this, man. This is like the second worst CEI in league history. Super promising, like, super closer who had the very long shot potential to become a starter. Dead at 23, bro. Very sad. Arnott, although he looks like shit, he's a 25, baby. He was doing good. He gone. There's one other guy, too, wasn't there? Oh, maybe just those two. Regardless, the top war getter for the Dodgers, Jason Davis, 11th round pick from 2054. I love it. Having a career year at 27. That's like having a career year at 37 in our league settings nowadays. Nice looking player. Will he do it again next year? I'm going to take the under on that one, but there it is. There's Arnott. We looked at him. He was the top war getter. So who's the top healthiest war getter? Quinn Baker. He dead too, son. Who's gonna pitch for the Dodgers, man? Who the fuck? This guy is not named DeRoy. DeRoy Polk. Oh my. 1.5 ERA. Your time is now Zach Small. Holy shit, this might be the most apt name. He got double wrong pictures. Wrong picture here on the preview and wrong fucking picture here, man. I swear to God. I hate this game. The pictures update perfectly for the first, like, 4 seasons on a new file. And then the file's just like, yeah, I don't want to do that, man. Garbage. Anyway. And last but not least, certainly, Dustin is due, man. I'm sorry to say this. Dustin is due for a run. This is kind of the same team as last year, and Mr. Chase Tusop, very underrated player in our league, by the way. Dustin needs to toot this guy's horn a little more. The spaceman, with he's just been getting better and better as he gets older. He turned 30, and he was like, yeah, you know, I think we'll start playing some baseball now. He's had pretty much 4 seasons in a row. He's healthy, probably plays a pretty good third base. Yeah, over 1,000 efficiency at third is kind of nuts, actually. Good little player. The pitching, man, though. I don't know how Dustin is doing this shit by committee. Nobody really got over 2 WAR on his team, but he's had the #1 starters EA in the American League. Bullpen's nothing to sneeze at either. RJ Luther and Ian Robertson split the 2.2 WAR there. Luther will be the starter, so we'll look at him just because why not? Let in whip, let in quality starts, let in wins. This is a playoff pitcher. Yeah, I know. While I've already got 1 receipt that will never die with the fucking stupid missing the playoffs. That was my bad. Hey, Ryan's probably got that on a fucking wall. Laminated. Probably double laminated. Hanging on his wall in a fucking gold frame in his bathroom. Alright, here we go, guys. Sorry for the long preview. See? There he is. I knew it. Alright, let's get the shit show on the road. I put some new music on, but then I left, so I want to hear it. We're going to start at the top. I was listening a few days ago. Found a cool song, and then I played the radio of it, and there was a couple other bangers on there. Okay. Good luck, motherfuckers. I'm going to save it for good measure. The RTS is, S Plus running in the background just in case anybody wants that. And here we go. Final playoffs of OOTP 25. It's been a journey. I will say that, but I am excited to get to the next version. Will it be better? My hopium and copium sensors say yes, but in reality, probably going to be more of the same shit. But we're going to make it better. We're going to make Sky great again. Okay. Good luck. Off we... Let me verify the game times. Sorry for the edging there. Alright, good luck. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. My apologies. We'll unbonk everybody. There we go. Alright, now we're truly off. Maybe that was a little bit of a sign. Pittsburgh and Fresno was the highlighted matchup there. Scary. Off we go. Who's going to score first in the 2025 postseason? No, sorry, the 2063 postseason. 3 seasons deep into Sky 3.0. We're getting, I don't know what we call the next jump to 26 and the changes to the draft and stuff. I guess Sky 3.5 maybe, or 3.1. I don't know. There is the first scoring of the postseason, and it is a guy, yep, who comes alive, comes to postseason. Jake Ellis doubles in, Chase Tushoff. We talked about him. Mariners strike first. No surprise there. Zona not far behind. Prescott Britton singles in Devin Moore, and William Nicely hits a 2-run dinger. Arizona up 3-zip. Again, Cubs are beat up bad. Their 2 best hitters down for most, if not all, of the playoffs. Be tough. Holy shit. Do not adjust your TV sets. The Portland Hops are winning a playoff game. Sorry, they're leading a playoff game. Bob Reeders singles in the Casserole, Casarino. First playoff run, and the Hops take a 1-0 lead. Look out. Montreal on the board as well. Bailey Jacobs singles in Taylor? No, Michael Lay? I forget the guy's name. David Thompson for the Cards. Singles in Randall Gums. There he is. And Seattle adds 3 more. Balatico doubles, as well as Scott Lane doubling. Up to the old salami spread immediately in the top of the second. Walt Liniger grounds out, scoring. Stanley Gamble for the Rockies. That ties that game up at 1. But call it the Portland lead lasted 1 inning. Jason's sweating. Who did you... So you ended up playing Detroit. Arizona got to play the Cubs. Yeah. No offense, Jeff, but I think everybody would take the Cubs over Toronto, mostly because of injuries right now. Cincy on the board. Philip Maldonado singles in Paez. And then Isaac Lee. Wow. Doubles in Piper, Maldonado, and Greeley. It's 4-0 over the Twins. White Sox flip their game. Casey Cherry singles in Ferguson. And Jackie El Capitan Rosado. Good to see him back and healthy for postseasons. Doubles in Blake and Cherry. 3-1 for the White Sox. I'm pretty sure Rosado was out last year. Am I skipping a year in my brain? There was one season where he was out for the postseason. No, that was the last year the White Sox won. He won without them, which was crazy. So Colorado now takes the lead. Rascal Wilcox triples in. Gerard Bandeau. That was a pretty crazy pickup. Was that a deadline deal? There's Bayleveld grounding out Wilcox. There's his first playoff RBI this season. Oh, look out. Brian Bringle bringing the rain. The 2-run dong for the Dodgers, cutting the lead in half, and they're on the board. Holt Kibler singles in Garcia. Detroit, first to strike in their series. Minnesota also gets the first stab from Jacob Lett, hitting a solo bolo, getting them on the board. Bradley Castillo, I have no idea who that is. Of course, Cicero and Stevens. St. Louis now up 3-0. Still some zeros on the board from teams I'm kind of surprised about. Fresno breaks the zeros with a Ray Mallory solo shot. They're up 1-0. A lot less complaining. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I've been keeping tabs on the board, and I haven't seen... Like, basically, I've been looking for big, giant, long, like, 90-page threads, right? That's how you know shit's going down, and I haven't really seen any of that either, so... Uh-oh! Well, we've got our first injury of the postseason. Ooh, I got a little insider info in DMs. I'm not going to share it, though, because it's exciting. Minnesota. Joe Oliver has left the game with an injury for the White Sox. We are going to take a look at that, but first Jacob Beltran hit a solo shot for Fresno, doubling the lead, and the Cubs are back in the game. Houston doubling in Hicks, and Augusto Burnaby singling in Houston. They have 2, trailing by 1, but Joe Oliver, is that the starter for the White Sox? Starting pitcher Joe Oliver. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Survey says Joe Oliver. Not like this. Joe the Wizard Oliver. Oh, no! Oh, no! Now you're really missing Svela. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, AJ. Didn't mean to put that in the universe. That's brutal. That's a rough one. Well, you have my permission to panic on that one. That's literally one of the worst things that can happen is your ace goes down on the first sim of the postseason. I was fucking drinking tea, you asshole. I just about spit it all over my keyboard. You fucking cunt. Oh my God. Wow. Speaking of wow, Isaac Lee singles in Piper and Greeley at 6-1 Cincinnati. Oh my God, that is actually savage. Oh, dude. AJ must not be here. Or he's fucking, pulling his hair out in a fit of rage. Speaking of the White Sox, Mitchum triples in Morgan 4-1 now, and Chicago's come all the way back to tie it up. Steve Dieter, I almost accidentally called him Steve Diddler. Don't ask me why. But Dieter hits a solo shot to tie the game up at 3, hanging against Paul Cooper. Ay, ay, ay. David Thompson singles in Randall Gums. St. Louis with the salami spread now 4-0. So zeros on the board from Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Toronto right now. Pretty surprised by the Toronto and Cleveland goose eggs. And Pittsburgh too, I guess. They have a pretty decent offense. I just thought of something. The White Sox winning back-to-back and the Indians winning last year might be the first time the AL/West has won 3 SCSs in a row. Jacob Lett with a 2-run shot. He's got a solo and now a 2-run shot. He's all 3 Minnesota runs, but they still trail by 3. He's got more work to do. Mitch Carson with a 3-run jack. Breaks it open to a 6-1 game here for Colorado. It was fun while it lasted, Tyler. Augusto Burnaby with a sac fly scores Ethan Wolf, and Chicago takes a lead in the top of the 6th. Wow. Toronto on the board. Ollie Steffer scores Pierce. Okay, well, and the game's busted wide open as I spit all over my monitor. Patton Buffington. Okay, if that guy's not from England somewhere, that guy needs to be a Royal right now. Patton Buffington with a grand slam. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Falcons. Gotta check Slack before I take a drink to make sure I don't get GIF bombed. Oh, man. All right, Tushoff, man, having himself quite the game. Singles in Falatico. Falatico? Forgot how to say that guy's name. That's a good GIF too, Tyler. Greg Dawson with a 3-run shot. There's the runs from Toronto, just like that. A ground out fielder's choice and a 3-run jack from Greg Dawson. Randall Gums hits a solo shots. 5-0 for St. Louis. They have 12 hits. 7-1 for Colorado. Oh yeah, Kamayami. Little karma there coming Jason's way. Jake Ellis with a solo shot. They retake the make it a 5-run lead as Howard Heaton. I believe that's back-to-back jack. Jacob Lett has 4 hits in the game. He's trying his best to fucking carry the team here, but the pitching is not helping him out. Wow, where did it get tied? There's no fucking scoring thing for Arizona tying the game. I hate when it does this. Regardless, Flor Hinojosa from Rapsheet Darling breaks the game, breaks the tie with a single, and then Randy Yates singles in Hinojosa at 6-4. Late runs for Arizona. White Sox up 6-1 now. Edward Blake, Jason Goof stuffs in, walks with the bases loaded. Jackie Rosado singles. Patton Buffington triples. He has 5 RBIs today. Okay, wow. Wow. Isaac Lee going off with 4 hits today. It's 8-3 for Cincy. Top of the 9th, Augusto Burnaby. He's having a hell of a game. He doubles in Houston. Chicago has the first 2 guys aboard. They have 2 guys aboard still with nobody out. There's a sacrifice to get them the second and third. They go to Christopher Braun out of the bullpen to try to stop the bleeding. Try to pick up the save. Oh my god, please. I can't take the suspense. Pittsburgh's on the board. Bases loaded walk in the top of the 9th. Oh! Braun must have gotten gambled to hit into a double play to end the game. It looks like the Cubs might have stolen one, but Arizona with a couple of late runs in the game. Paul Cooper with a mid-ish performance, I will say. I don't even see him on the top list here, so... Regardless, Arizona wins, Fresno wins, Toronto wins, Cincy's going to win. All the home teams are going to win in the NL. In the AL, St. Louis won, Chicago won, Colorado won, and the Dodgers are trailing by 4 right now. Pickle will be in your... Was that Pickle pitching? Ah, come on, dude. It's his first ever postseason start. You gotta... The game has that shit coded in. They always choke their first one. That's a great one. What would we do without... Oh, the bases were loaded for Minnesota, but they can't get any more done. So, since he does take that one... Seattle looking to add some more here in the top 9. They do. Falatico. I'm going to call him Falatico. Dustin will tell me if I'm wrong. It's a sac fly, scoring Zimmerman 8-3. Here we go, bottom of the ninth. LA trailing by 5. They picked a guy off at first? Oh, that was to end the top of the ninth, my bad. That's some playoff baseball for you. All right, final out here for the Dodgers. Whoops. There it is. There is Dustin Final. Jacob Lett, Isaac Lee, and Patton Buffington are your players of the day. 3 batters. Wow, Buffington went 2 for 2 with a triple and a homer and 5 ribs, which means he probably walked at least twice. What a day, dude. Wow. I didn't look at the starters for game 1. That's fine. We'll go in raw in game 2. Why not? We'll have fun seeing who's actually on the mound. Half of them aren't fucking right anyway. As in your god-dang daily lineups. Alright, here we go. Game 2. Good luck. Detroit strikes first this time. I think they struck first yesterday too, but Oscar Garcia singles in Reese Cleveland. Big lead. And Minnesota gets on the board first. Colton Anderson. The Miami divestments. Michelangelo White with a 2-run jack. That's a former Angel. 3-0 right away for the Twins. Cleveland on the board now. They finally decided to score. They just took game 1 off. At Weston grounds out. Schulman scores, though. Probably there was some legs involved in that one, I imagine. A stolen base or 2. Ronald Williams doubles in Rosado, and Hugo Busso singles in Mitchum. 2-0 for the White Sox. An error on the board for the Expos. That's not a good sign. The woes continue. Oh, there's also an error on St. Louis, too. Wow, maybe 2 separate runs scored on errors already? I swear to God, the game like triples the error rate in the playoffs for us. The amount of wild pitches and pass balls and stuff is crazy. Bases loaded for Minnesota. Roger Turner in a lot of trouble here. 6 hits already. There's a sac fly, 4-0. Whoa, I missed a bunch of shit here. Colorado singled in. Oh, I missed Rudy Castorino singling in Jason Ball. My bad. Well, the Portland Hops, again, had a lead for half an inning, but Baileveld singles in Bando to tie that up. 5-0. Sac fly. Bases loaded walk. It's over. Turner goes 1 1/3 innings. It's now up to Cameron Matt to stop the bleeding. And spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! He doesn't. It's 10-0. Kip Smith doubles. Mark Gordon hits a solo or 3-run shot. Luke Gorman hits a solo shot. 11 runs on 10 hits in 2 innings. Okay, we're done with that game. Meanwhile, Pirates are on the board. Javen Hall sacking in Collins, and then Jake McConnell hitting a 2-run jack. They're up 3-0. However, Ray Mallory with another solo shot puts Fresno on the board. 4-1. Speaking of 4, White Sox up to 4 in their game. Warren Morgan and Mitchum double. Toby Wheeler, a former rap sheet darling that I don't think worked out too well. Dan was right about the avoid case. Don't tell him that. Greg Piper with a 2-run jack since he is on the board. Okay, Woodrow Collins with a 3-run jack. And Pittsburgh is up 7-1 in the top of the 3rd. What the fuck? Asher Gautreau. I was wondering when we're going to see his name for the Cardinals. Probably going to want a lot more of his name showing up for the Cards if they are going to make a run here. I don't think I missed any other scoring, did I? Does not appear so. Bases loaded still for the Pirates with 2 down. They're, okay, Norm Ewing is into the game. So whoever started for Fresno is toast as well. Toronto gets on the board. Juan Alfonso singles in Rosales and Dawson. Get 2 on and 2 out, and they get the job done. Norbert Vasquez doubles him in. It's 3-1. Ethan Wolf breaks the tie. The 0-0 tie, and gets Chicago on the board with a single scoring Porras. Bases loaded again for Minnesota. But this time, they mercifully don't score anymore. Still 11-2. White Sox add 2 more. Augusto Burnaby, he's having a hell of a postseason. I don't know if he's an injury replacement. That'd be cool. Oh, my voice is going already, man. He doubled in Wolf and hooks. Toby Wheeler with a solo shot, 8-1. Len Cameron with a 2-run jack for the Tigers. Ties the game up. And another one! Reese Cleveland with a 2-run jack as well. 4 runs in the 4th, and Detroit takes the lead. Bases jacked and stacked for Colorado in the bottom of the 4th. Portland's got a hold here. This is where the wheels fell off yesterday. Mark Oren with his 2nd home run for Minnesota. Cleveland's on the board. Sorry, they were already on the board. I missed it. Where was that? Dude, this game is dropping. Oh, no, never mind. I missed the Ned Weston ground out all the way back here. That's right, the error. But a 2-run jack from Ned Weston makes it 3-1. And a 3-run jack from Guzman makes it 6-1. Boy, we've got some blowouts today. Bradford Reese walks with the bases loaded, scoring Erickson Baileveld. But Portland comes right back with 2 guys on and nobody out. And there it is. A balk, of course. And Miller had a deadline deal for like an 8th round pick. It's a sac fly scoring Kistner, and Portland retakes the lead. This is not a drill. Toronto screaming their way back here. Axel Rosales doubling in Steffler. And then Greg Dawson grounding out but scoring Ray. Tied up at 5. USAG deadlock broken by Jake Dennison for the Dodgers. 1-0. Drink. Oh boy, it's getting silly in Fresno now. Wheeler walks with bases loaded. Hankey with the sac fly. It's 11-1. Mark Oren with like his 7th RBI, I think. 6th RBI. As Minnesota is pounding the Reds. Save some runs, guys. Bro, this guy is just a fucking Giga Chad. Erickson Baileveld with a 2-run jack. Flips the script. Man, what a player. Montreal with the first 2 guys aboard here in the 6th with nobody down. They got to get cooking and cooking fast. No time to preheat. Just jam it in and hope. 5-0 for the Cubs. Alan Hundley double. I think I missed this Porras single back here too, but 12-1 for Pittsburgh. Javen Hall with the 2nd homer of the day. Kevin Rabel doubles in. I think it's Ron O'Neill. LA takes a 2-0 lead. Oh, don't look now. Cincinnati making their way back. Hidenori Takahashi doubles in and clears the bases. 14-5. Oh my. Bob Reeder with a 2-run jack. And the lead flips again in Colorado. Portland leads 5-4 in the 6th inning. And Montreal comes screaming out of nowhere. A 3-run jack from Noel Richard. Condurian doubles in 2. Braden Gladden singles in. 6-4. 7-4. All in the 6th inning. 7 unanswered runs. I guess Rippo's chiding worked. Which would work for me. 7 runs. Out of nowhere, Montreal takes the lead. Here comes Arizona. Prescott Britton doubles in Devin Moore. And again, William nicely with a 3-run jack. They're within 2. Excuse me, 1. Never mind, they tied the game. Muhammad Coleman singles in Elijah Buckner to tie the game. Detroit breaking the tie with a Len Cameron single, scoring Valdez and Woodson. 7th inning runs here. Matt Walter Jr. Isn't that the backup center fielder? And Reese Cleveland makes it 4-0. Oscar Garcia makes it 5 runs in the 7th for Detroit. Team's just exploding for runs here. Boy, how bad are the bullpens in our game? What the fuck? 16-1 for Pittsburgh. Yes, it's all part of the plan. Blow your load. Meanwhile, LA has racked it up to a 4-run lead here. They go to the top of the 9th. Seattle down to their final out. There's our first final of the day. Los Angeles Dodgers and Mike Watford shut out the Mariners for Game 2 to tie the series up at 1 apiece. Sean Ferguson with a solo bolo gets the White Sox within 2. Oh, wow. St. Louis with a 3-run jack in the top of the 9th to get back within 2 here. That's going to force the closer Quinones into the game. Down to their final out, though. That one is finished. So Cleveland knots the series up at 1 apiece. Bottom of the 8th, Arizona, I'm sure, would love a run here. Go to the top of the 9th to close this out. Honduran with a solo shot from Montreal makes it 8-5. Go to the top of the 9th. Portland still leading by 1. Last chance to add insurance. Leadoff man aboard John Livingston. Oh, Bob Reeder grounds into a double play. Rip the dip. No can do. And Ballesteros, Jonah Ballesteros, oh, he's got 65 stamina. Holy shit, dude. What a player. Going into his 3rd inning of work. Looking to get the win, I think, actually, here. I think the runs were scored late enough that that's his dub, I believe. Down to the final out, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are smoking Fresno. The Portland Hops have won their first playoff game in 8 years? They're back, folks. The beginning of a new dynasty is upon us. Glorious Portland Hops have won a game and tied that series up at 1 apiece. Montreal looking for insurance in the top of the 9th. They're also looking to tie it up at 1 apiece. Pittsburgh's going to tie it up at 1 apiece. Detroit's going to tie it up at 1 apiece. Minnesota is going to tie it up at 1 apiece. It's really this Arizona-Chicago series that is... Oh, there is a one-out double from Devin Moore. Chance for a walk-off. Oh, no, but Devin Moore left the game with an injury. Hold your horses, kids. The right fielder, Devin Moore, has left the game with an injury. Remember, they're already missing Camber. Another outfield injury would probably be a big problem. He's fine. Calf soreness for a week. Fine. Back to the games. So whoever pinch hit is sitting on second base. Bryce Stalnaker into the game for the Cubs, the closer. Trying to send it to extra innings. He walks Prescott Britton. Now he faces William Nicely, who's got a homer today. 3 fucking balls. Comes back. And strikes him out. Extra innings. First extra inning game of the postseason. Well, Fresno's making it, like, kind of respectable. It's 16-7. But all for naught. 9-run deficit. It's going to be too much to overcome without some severe magic going on. Alright, so if the Cubs can pull out this game, we are guaranteed to have no bonks this first sim, which I think would be the first in a while. I believe you had a sweep in the first round for a few years now. Runner aboard with 2 outs here for Arizona. Muhammad Coleman with a 2-out single. Sweet playoff revenue. Yeah, that fat stack of $1 million you're on pace for right now. It is post-rounding, though, so it is something. Not nothing, but... That's setup man is pitching 3 innings. Yeah, gotta get that working, brother. First and second with only one way for the Cubs in the top of the 11th. Shortstop Dieter at the plate. It looked like a leadoff double. They walked someone intentionally. Oh, they got it. The pitch. Oh, whoa, it's over. Nothing for the Cubs. Bottom of the 11th. Alright, with only one game going, we're going to speed it up. 40 instead of 20, because I don't want to be here all night. Apologies, fellas, who are watching. Ethan Wolf up to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 12th for Chicago. He can change it with 1 swing. He walks, but nothing can do. Bottom of the 12th. Prescott Britton leading off. 2 for 3 with at least 1 walk, I think. There's another walk. William Nicely, he's got a home run today. Grounds out into a fielder's choice. Here's Buckner, 0 for 4. Pops out Hinojosa. Oh my god, a balk moves the runner to second base. But Hinojosa strikes out swinging. Just click finish sim. Fuck off. I don't know about you, but I would prefer to watch Arizona lose in real time, sir. Now that I say that, of course, they're going to walk it off. Oh boy, we are deep into the bullpen now. Troy Rodis for Arizona. Walking gamble with a 1-out double for the White Sox. Here's Poras. He pops out. Segura singles! Adair scores! A pinch runner scored! They walk Ethan Wolf intentionally, but here we go. Bottom of the... Oh my god. 14th. We'll slow it back down. Excuse me. Stalnaker long gone in the game. Alex Stanley with 30 stamina. There's zero fucking chance this guy is pitching with 30 stamina in his 4th inning of work. Oh my god, you're kidding. There's got to be somebody. There we go. Fucking Major McBroom. Get in there, buddy. Floor's nice and dusty for you. You got to face Prescott Britton, who's walked his last 3 times up. He singles. That's a tying run. William Nicely. Oh! Man, I had one queued up. I was going to yell, so nice he does it twice if he walked off homered there. But instead, the Cubs will win, and every motherfucking series is tied up at 1 game apiece. And so, no bonks. No bonks for you tonight, gentlemen. The league parity is just looking crazy in year 1 of the fucking division draft, you ass monkeys. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. It's beautiful. To be fair though, parity is it's the top is coming down and the bottom is coming up. Someone's having a good time based on that statement. But it's looking better. As predicted. Wait, what? I thought oh, right, the day off. Right, the day off between game 2 and 3. Here we go, kids. Power bottom. Okay, game number 3. Fuck, it's already 8 o'clock. It happens. I go deep down the rabbit holes. Good luck and off we go, kids. It's 8 o'clock where I am, son. Speaking of the sun, it's creeping in my window on my monitor. Oh, bases loaded for the White Sox here in the 1st inning. Rupo asking for a good starting pitching performance. This ain't the way to go about it. He gets Williams to strike out, Mayo to fly out, not deep enough to sack. Can he get Brandon? No, he can't. Doubles to empty the bases. And it's 3-0 for the White Sox. And it's also 3-0 for Arizona. Man, Prescott Britton cannot be fucking gotten out right now, man. This guy is on fire. He triples in too. Castillo sacks him in. 3-0. There he is. I was wondering when we were going to see the Carbaholic's name. Oh, AJ Carbajal. Singles in. Reese Cleveland's had a nice playoffs already, too. 1-0. Make it 2-0. Colt Kibler singles in Carbajal. Killing for Detroit. Seattle with 3 runs. Jake Ellis, there he is again. Doubling in, and a wild pitch scores him. Ellis doubling in Tushoff and Lane. Tushoff and Ellis, man. Fucking what a dynamic duo in the postseason. Jimmy Sterling with a solo bolo puts Colorado on top. Hidenori Takahashi with a solo shot puts Cincinnati on top on the road. And here come the Cubs! What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? Excuse me. Wow. Okay, so the Cubs score 5 runs in the first inning. Segura, Wolf, Hicks, and there he is again, Burnaby, man. Make it 6! Jesus Christ, they're not even done. There's only 2 outs. 6 runs and 5 hits. The pitcher... There's no way that's Dylan Lee. Is Dylan Lee starting the game? Is this like a bullpen day? Uh-oh. Holy shit, I gotta catch up here. This is crazy. Toronto with a 2-run double from Norbert Vasquez. LA with a 2-run single from Brian Bringle. That's cool. Jose Luis Santos singles in black to make it 4-2. And Matt Walter Jr. singles in Gardner to put Detroit up by 1. But Niceto, or is it Niceto? Niceto? Naketo? Naketo? I don't know how to say it. I never know how to say this guy's name. In my head, I always just call him Nico. Bracamonte has left the game with an injury for Cleveland while running the bases. Survey says. Ratface, what a nickname. Oh shit! He's actually done. 3 to 4 weeks. That's like SCS if you're lucky. Oof. That is a tough injury. Shit, hold on, I'm getting a Discord message I got to deal with here. I will continue the sim, but I'm gonna be... Alright, we got another injury just in time for me to look back and see that the Tigers score 1, 2, 3. Santos, Matt Walter Jr., Carbajal again. Seattle adds 1. St. Louis on the board with the Jordan Hawks ground out. Let's take a look at this injury. To Radley Castillo for St. Louis. Uh-oh. Second baseman Radley Castillo. Scuttlebutt. Yeah, he'll be fine. But he's out of this game. Okay, Asher Gautreau doubles in Selhorst. 2-0 for St. Louis. Montreal gets on the board. Giant Eversman. Giant. I always call him Jesus. I always call him Giant. With a single scores 2. Kip Smith ties the game for Minnesota with a double scoring Fletcher. But Kip Smith has left the game with an injury. 3rd injury of the day already. Holy shit. Kip Smith is the left fielder. Oh, good looking left fielder actually for the Twins with the nickname Liberty. Hilarious. Holy shit, another playoff ending injury. This game is not fucking around, man. This OOTP 25 ain't fucking around on this last go around here. She's been around the block a few times and she's got some surprises for us. Yeah, it's a bit of a big blow. Kip Smith looks like a pretty damn good player. Jake Dennison hits a sac fly, scoring one for LA. They're within 2. Time to shine, Mr. Self. And remember when Sheldon Self looked insane? Farm remembers. There is a delay in that game, Tyler. That's a good catch, actually. Delayed. Once again, I know I say it every postseason, but I have no way to turn off rain delays. I only have a way to turn off rain outs. It's fucking annoying, and I wish it was possible to do that, but it is what it is. As I finish my diatribe, my rant, as you will, the game continues. Man, William Nicely also Nicely and Prescott Britton having insane series for Arizona right now. He doubles in 2, including Britton, of course, to get within 1. Casey Cherry doubles in Gustafson. Chicago White Sox double their lead to 2, 4-2. And Ethan Stevens singles in Randall Gums. St. Louis up by 3 now. Oh my god, I'm fucking clicking around everywhere by accident. Yeah, I just said something, Tyler, you bonehead. Steve Dieter with a 3-run jack. It's 9-5 now. Make it 12-5. Zach Hicks, Ethan Wolves. What is going on with the Arizona pitching, guys? Pittsburgh breaks the goose egg tie. Woodrow Collins with a 2-run jack. Montreal gets within 1. They tie it up. Excuse me. John Hunt double and John Eversman single, tying the game up at 4 apiece. Carbajal singles in Cleveland. That's his 3rd RBI of the day. He's 3 for 3. Right with a salami spread here, up 6-2. Turn off the Twins? Yeah, I would love to. And there is the complete come from behind for Rippo. Bailey Jacobson hits a solo shot. It's 5-4 for the Expos. Wow, Steve Dieter's having a hell of a game. Remember what I said the 2 best offensive players got hurt for Chicago? You guys remember that? Jacob Lett with a big 2-run jack in the bottom of the 6th. He's doing his best to carry this team. Ignacio Ledesma singles in 2 for St. Louis. They're now up by 4. 5-1 here in the 6th inning. Bases loaded for Portland in the bottom of the 5th with 2 down. And Ezekiel... Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. Ezekiel Ezekiel. Wow. Ezekiel Lares. I don't even know. Popped out, grounded out. Shit the bed. Holy shit. Brian Bringle. It ain't a single. Hits a 2-run jack. It's all tied up at 5 in Seattle. Well, you have to account for stream delay and brain delay, son. Right? Let alone. Montreal continues and adds to their lead. Freddie Lovato with a solo shot, 6-4. Colorado now adding to their lead after Colorado failed to score with the bases loaded. Stanley Gamble double. Jimmy Sterling singles. It's 3-0. We've got a 4th fucking injury today. Alfredo Rodriguez has left the game with an injury for the White Sox. Not another one. This one is a reliever. And the survey says... Ezekiel, yeah. That's a good... You should make his nickname that. Sometimes I'm brain to him brain, man. Alfredo Rodriguez, moderate throwing. That is so sus in the playoffs. I think AJ needs this guy, so he's probably gonna throw, but another pitcher down for the White Sox. Do not bring in Kamiyama. Okay, let's take a look at the Detroit game. Bases loaded for Fresno in the top of the 7th, but they can't get anything cooking there. They are still at goose eggs. Bases loaded for Minnesota in the top of the 7th, looking for insurance here. Portland and Fresno, the only 2 teams not to score. Colton Anderson singles in 2. It's 5-1 for Minnesota. Insurance runs here late. Toby Wheeler with a solo bolo. He's having a pretty good playoff so far. 3-0 for the gold versus gold teams. Oh my god, is Arizona making a comeback? Coleman singles in one. Sorry, Steve Channel or Chanel. Gonna be like that, doubles in two, so they score 3. Carbajal with a double. He's 4 for 4 and 4 RBIs in this game. A 6-run lead. Surely Kamiyama can't blow that. He's not in the game yet anyway, so it is moot. Greg Piper with a solo bowl in the top of the 8th for Cincinnati. They still trail by 3, though. First 2 guys aboard here for Seattle in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. And a 3-run jack from Jake Ellis. Mr. Postseason. Former Rap Sheet darling. By the way, the dude just absolutely eats the playoffs for breakfast. 8-5 for Seattle. Kamiyama into the game for Detroit. Hold your balls, gentlemen. 2-run jack for Mitchell David, putting this game out of the reach here in the bottom of the 8th. Pittsburgh now leading by 5. Remember when I said Pittsburgh would give Fresno a run for their money? Remember? Oh my god, Arizona is within 4. Oh, Colorado adding some late runs here. Rascal Wilcox and Erickson Baileveld. LA trying to claw back too. Sack fly scores gross. They're within 2. This is a final. Wilmot Edward picks up his first playoff win. Twins will take it 5-2 and are now up 2-1. Carbajal with his 5th hit of the game and 6 RBIs. Welcome to the show, son. He's here. That's fucking good, Troy. Getting shut out in your first playoff game at home. Alright, it's a final in Seattle. It's a final in Montreal. Every home team winning so far except for the Hops. But the Hops, in the bottom of the 8th, get a 3-run jack from John Livingston. The millisecond, York posts a meme, and they score. Detroit's going to win this one, so literally every home team, aka every lower seed, has won today except the Hops. Ballesteros in to try to stop the bleeding, or keep it close, I should say. I don't think he's responsible. No, he's responsible for the runs in the 8th. Yeah, he's been pitching for 2 innings. There's a 1-out single from Reese. Arizona still within striking distance. They have a guy on here in the 9th. They have a second guy on. The tying run is on deck now. Here comes the closer for the close, Stalnaker. Oh my god, an error allows a runner to reach for Portland. That is such a Portland thing to do. But it doesn't count. Bottom of the 9th, trailing by 2. Can the Hops complete the home team sweep here? They're going to need a miracle. Quickly 2 outs is not going to do the trick. Bases loaded for Arizona. The tying run came to the plate, but they couldn't get the job done. I cannot even believe that game was that close. Portland doesn't do the job, so every home team has won except for the Hops. Cleveland might be open. You just won last year, crybaby. All right. Carbajal, Jake Ellis. God, I wish I had a Jake Ellis on my team, man. I fucking love the guys who are like, they're like above average for the postseason or for the regular season. You know, they're good players. And then the postseason comes and they're just fucking absolute giga chads. I love guys like that. Anyway, Ellis and Giant Eversman for the Expos. And again, with all those home team wins, sans the Hops, every lower seed is winning right now Rockies. Yeah, Ballesteros looks good, man. It's interesting that you're, because he could start, right? He's just, oh, borderline starter. Okay, that makes total sense. Yeah, this guy's a nasty stopper closer, especially with all that stamina. Yeah, he's in the right spot. I like it. Okay, game 4s, fellas. Last game of the evening. Good luck, and off we go. Yeah, I did not see a Gamble injury. Did I? Did we see a Gamble? I do not remember looking at a Gamble on the Cubs. Maybe he's just like super tired or something. I can look actually. I'll look really fast. Oh no, strained abdominal muscle. Oh no, strained oblique. Yeah, so he is out. I missed that one, my bad. Okay, and there's another fucking injury. Gabriel Taylor for Montreal has left the game. That is the starting pitcher. Okay, well. This game is not fucking around, man. Woo! Goodbye. We hardly knew ye. Gabriel Taylor Tostitos for the Expos. I await the Rippo GIF with bated breath on this one. That's not good. Oh, he was injured. Looks like the second injury is the one that has him out, I think? I'm not sure. I agree with Trent. Pirates are better than an 8 seed. Unlucky for Fresno, so far anyway, that Minnesota held the tiebreaker. The NL teams are all good from top to bottom, man. Like, Pittsburgh is a pretty fucking good 8 seed. I loathe to say this, but even Minnesota is a pretty good 7 seed. None of these matchups are free at all. I really would have thought the Cubs would have been in the worst shape because of their injuries, but so far they've gotten 2 out of the bag. Hopefully I didn't just curse them. Theodore Valdez singles in Reese Cleveland, who's got about 9 runs this series so far, I'm pretty sure. I'm not even kidding. I do believe he has like 8 or 9 runs. Big Detroit on top. Frank Combs. There's a former Tiger. Traded to Colorado this season. Maybe it was last season. Colorado on top 1-0. There's the Cubbies. Alan Hundley with a sac fly scores. Burnaby, the guy who's been fucking carrying the Cubs so far, is this Augusto Burnaby. The catcher! How did I not know this guy? I love catchers. Jackie Rosado with a bases clearing double. Make it 3-0. The Montreal starting pitching woes continue. Now with an injury. It's a bullpen day. And not a great start. And another injury. Jason Seager, another Arizona injury. Chris Dixon, that's a former Cascade. Grounds out scoring Sheldon Self. There he is. Holy fuck. Seager doubles in Buckner, but then leaves the game with an injury, so it's probably likely running the bases, which could mean anything. Yeah, running the bases. Probably like a fucking hamstring or something. Mild abdominal strain. Yeah, he'll be fine. Okay, he will be fine. Out of this game, though. Oscar Garcia singles in Walter Jr. He's having a nice little series so far, considering I'm pretty sure he's the backup. Maybe he's just like the... Well, with the trade, I guess. Maybe he's the center fielder now. Hadley Smart. There we finally go. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to say this guy's name. And finally, Hadley Smart singles in Boston. Fresno's on the board. Gonna need to see a lot more of that name for Fresno to turn this series around here. It's obviously not over yet. It's only game 4, but heats up now at the right time. That's what you're looking for. Theodore Valdez doubles in Garcia. 3-0 for Detroit. David Thompson doubles in Stevens for St. Louis. I missed the Cleveland run. Yeah, Ned Weston. God damn it. I keep missing the Cleveland runs. It's not on purpose, I promise. Ned Weston doubling in Carthon. So I talked about Carthons in the preview. Where is Moya? Christopher Boyles with a solo shot makes it 2-0 for Fresno. Yeah, there you go, Rippo. Let that positive energy flow, baby. Yeah, you are actually winning the series, which is kind of crazy for how bad your starters have been. Or I guess that shows how bad AJ's bullpen is. Are we back to shitty White Sox bullpens? They were pretty crazy for a couple years there. But I know AJ was lamenting his bullpen quite a bit this season after the Sims, so... Yeah, Fresno did. I think I might have changed it because I was fucking tired of seeing all the blue teams, right? There's so many blue teams in this league. Of course, when they face each other, it looks fugly as hell, but... regardless. Bob Reeder. The one bright spot for Portland this series is Bob Reeder has been pretty good. Ballesteros hasn't been terrible either, but... otherwise, not much to write home about. Steve Dieter has been having a heck of a series for the Cubs. He gives his team the lead. 8 hits already against Faye Rowland, by the way. Arizona pitching low. Dade Craig with a 2-run shot for Montreal. Gets them within 1. Colton Anderson doubles in Jacob Lett for Minnesota. I missed the first scoring run, right? Oh, no, Chris Dixon, right. So they're up 2-zip. Detroit up 4-zip. Again, Valdez. That's got to be his 3rd RBI, right? It is. Oh my god, another injury. I swear to everything, guys. The injuries have not been turned up. This season in particular has been just brutal. Samuel Castillo singles in Britton. There he is again. Oh, the casserole doubles in Hampton. Portland takes a lead in the 6th. Ezra Peters with a 2-run jack ties the game in Minnesota. But we have to look at this El Capitan injury. Where is AJ, man? If this is another big injury... we might not see AJ again. He might turn into the whale from stress eating. Injured while running the bases, the survey says. If you guys want your colors changed, I can change them. It is not hard to change the color at all. You just let me know and I can set the color you want. 1 day back spasm, he's fine. Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do. You're right, yeah, your green is ugly. It should kind of match your logo. That's usually, like, the colors are usually pulled from somewhere in the logo. Like, I think I took the yellow off the beak of the bird. So, yeah, I would match your color to this. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to set a reminder for myself. Portland, the color. What else? Somebody wanted me to do something else, too. I told them to remind me at the end of the sim, or I'd forget about it, and here I am. Fuck. Jay's logo, thank you, yes. Go. I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Jay's... oops, what the fuck? Jay's small logo. Okay, let's take a look at where we're at here. Florian Hinojosa breaks the tie for Arizona. White Sox, Warren Morgan doubles in Mass. It's 4-2 there. Detroit, Clay Gardner with a solo bolo. Cincinnati takes the lead. Hidenori Takahashi. It's one of my favorite names to say. 3-2 there. Cleveland adding some... Whoa. Don't freeze on me, game. Jesus Christ. Nick Dunston gets hit by a pitch. Then Marshall Schaefer singles in 3-1 for the Indians. Arizona takes the lead on a Jude Meadows single. No, sorry. They add to the lead that Hinojosa gave them. Frank Combs doubles in 2 to give Colorado the lead. But Portland ties it in the bottom of the 7th. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Sionel? C-Man Abreu? Tyler, how do you want this guy's name said? Because I don't fucking know how to say it. Regardless, a solo bolo ties the game up. There's Valdez with a 2-run jack. He's got 4 hits this game. And Steve Dater ties the game. What a fucking series the Steve Dater guy is having for the Cubs. Oh, it's a backup shortstop. Of course he's having a heck of a time in the postseason. Why wouldn't he? Oh my God, Tyler. Theodore Holtry singles in bando, and Jimmy Sterling hits a 3-run jack. And it's a 4-run lead for Colorado. The Ferrer replacement. Let's go, dude. The backup fucking shortstop dynasty continues. Backup center. It's up the middle. Anybody backed up the middle. Catcher, shortstop, center fielders. They're just OP in the postseason. Ezra Peters with his second homer of the game makes it 5-2. Stevens with a 2-run double, and then McDonald with a single. St. Louis comes from behind to take a lead in the 7th inning, excuse me. Toronto cooking something up here in the top of the 8th, but they're going to need a lot. Going to need some quality time in the kitchen. Is it Kamiyama in the game? No, Munum. For Detroit, bases loaded, nobody out. Castorino doubles in Lairs. Portland gets within 3. They get 2 outs. Is the Detroit bullpen going to hold the lead? Sionel? I like that. Sionel. Thank you. Sionel. Sionel. Yes. A wild pitch scores Castorino again. Portland within 2. Oh my God. Cleveland Adair. Who in the fuck is Cleveland Adair? Some random schlub first baseman with a 3-run jack to break the tie to put the Cubs up 7-4. Maldonado doubles in the top of the 9th. Cincinnati takes a lead. That is the Vanagas replacement. Holy shit. The Cubs depth doing the Cubs depth doing the Arizona. Wait. The Cubs' depth doing the Diamondbacks dirty. That's what I was trying to say, but brain didn't quite get there. Bases loaded in the top of the 8th for Cleveland with only 1 away. Oh my God! Hold the phone! Sullivan Seabury singles in 2 to flip the script, but fucking Nick Dunston has now left the game with an injury. Muhammad Coleman hits a fucking 2-run homer in the top of the 9th to get them within 1. Hugo Busso hits a homer to get the White Sox within 1. Holy, we're having a crazy game 4 here. Pittsburgh got on the board. I think we're going to have to slow it down to 10 here, fellas. But first, not another one, man. If this is a major injury, I'm actually going to go lock my doors because I'm actually worried that Daryl might come over here and fucking beat my ass. Nick Dunston, knee tendonitis, 1 week, moderate running. He'll be fine. Please, Daryl, I have a family. Okay, here we go. Lot going on here. Portland has the... Hold on. Okay, we're slowing it down to 10. Portland has 2nd and 3rd with only 1 away. Ian Graham, the closer for Colorado, getting himself in trouble. It's Lairs at the plate. Ezekiel Lairs. Oh my God! Fort Hampton singled in Sionel Abreu, but they can't get any more. Was that a runner thrown out at home? Hold the phone. We gotta look. What happened to end this game? Oh my God. Randolph Kistner went for home. Oh! And he was thrown out by the left fielder of Colorado, who is... Fuck. Stanley Gamble. Wait, what is he actually... Yeah, Stanley Gamble throws out the guy at home to end the game. Holy bro. The catcher with no fucking speed going for home. Yeah, where's the pinch runner indeed? Come on, bro. What a rough... That is such a Portland way to lose a game, bro. Holy shitskis. By the way, we have a 0-0 tie in Seattle Down to the final out here. Fresno adds some insurance here in the top of the ninth. Ray Mallory. It's a final. Cincy wins. Chicago wins. Going up 3-1 in the series. Man, sorry your kid's going to have to feel the wrath of losing to the Cubs. The trade-off. The IRL sacrifice. Scott Boston. Okay, we're going to speed it back up now. We're into extra innings in Seattle. Bottom of the 8th, Montreal looking for insurance here. Again, Cleveland up 6-4 after those runs in the 8th. The Bradford strong single. Oh, he was thrown out with 1 out? Oh my god. My bad, but still. That's fucking brutal. Okay, that actually makes it even worse. If he was thrown out with 1 out, that fucking makes it actually infinitely worse. Because he could have held at third and been sack flied in, man. Holy moly. Yeah, fire your third base coach. Fire his ass. Detroit wins 7-1. They go up 3-1, I believe. Pittsburgh, in the bottom of the ninth, they have a man on. They have 2 men aboard. Toby Wheeler, he can put 1 out. Tying run at the plate. They go to the closer, Jones. He gets Wheeler striking out. Catcher, Ilis. Gustavo Ilis for Pittsburgh. The final, Montreal will go up 3-1. Ilis flies out. Mendoza the last chance. They go to... What the fuck? Why did they take the closer out? Hello? Rigged? An error? Rigged? Jake McConnell? Walk with the bases loaded? Rigged? Wild pitch? Rigged? Another pitcher, Donovan. Why did they take the closer out? He pitched 2 outs and got taken out. It's fucking Ben's Woodruff. Walk him. Don't pitch to him. Never mind. Well, that was fucking interesting. What the fucking shit was that? Why did they remove the closer with 2 strikes? He came in, got 2 strikes, and they're like, nah, dog, you're good. That's a new one. LA scored a run I missed, by the way, and Seattle ties it up. When Reynosa singles in Turner, but in the bottom of the 11th, they fight right back. Scott Lane singles in Musciolo. Wait, is that... That's to do with elite defense, right? I think he's still in the rap sheet. Oh, boy. Runner moves to second. They walk Heaton intentionally. 2 outs here. I think it's Derek Black. Strikes out swinging. We go to the 12th. Yeah, no doubt, man. Whew. All right, so Fresno and Pittsburgh tied up at deuces. Cincy and Minnie tied up at deuces, right? Colorado's up 3-1. I believe St. Louis and Cleveland are tied up at deuces as well. And Montreal goes up 3-1. Seattle with a chance to walk it off and go up 3-1 as well. Nothing cooking in the top of the 11 for LA. Here's the bottom of the 12. Zimmerman with a single and a steal. And an error! Come on, dog! Zenato Mejia trying to... okay, yeah, he doesn't do it. No shit there. Anderson, Falatico doubles in Zimmerman. The game is over. Seattle is up 3-1. That will finish it off. What weird-ass game 4s, man. Theodore Valdez, Ezra Peters, Steve Dieter, my new favorite player. Leave it to Dieter to carry the Cubs to a 3-1 series lead, man. So we've got deuces in Fresno, Pittsburgh, Cincy, Minnesota, and Cleveland, St. Louis. Everywhere else is 3-1 for Chicago is the low seed. Detroit is technically the low seed, but it's a 4-5. Seattle is also a low seed, but again, we said that on paper they're a much better team. I think even Craig would admit that one. Montreal is the low seed, too, quote-unquote. Colorado is definitely not the low seed in that one, so... Whew. Wait, he was cold? You're fucking kidding me, bro. This game is such a fucking troll. The cold backup shortstop goes off in the postseason. Bro, oh, you can't write it any better. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the game 5s. And I'll put a file. And we go tomorrow at week... you know what? I want to go a little later. I want to... Oh, rip. This guy sucks anyway. I want to give the West Coasties a chance to get in the action, right? So, and I want to sleep in a little bit. I don't have my kid this week, so I might move it up even further to 11 my time, which is 1 p.m. No, that's not everybody's favorite sim time, but it's what works best for me. So. Alright, here we go. I want to sleep in and be fresh, dude. Nah, 10 o'clock is actually good. I'll be up and about by then. I mean, let's face it, doesn't matter. I could sleep 4 hours, or I could sleep 8 hours. Doesn't matter. I need a nap every day anyway. I'm fucking old. Pretty sure I have, like, long COVID or some shit. Wait, why am I even I should just sleep 4 hours every night and then have a nap. Fucking time hack, baby. Stop distracting me, Jason. Okay, good. We are on game 5. There she blows. Yeah, Harry Spender, baby. Harry Spender. Okay. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Music's over. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 10 a.m. So 9 Pacific, noon Eastern, for the conclusion of the wildcard series, which so far is featuring every team. A good time to be a Sky playoff enjoyer. Goodbye, children. Peace.